Hello, welfare! 안녕하세요 여러분. 오늘은 스웨덴 Youngsters 20대 스웨덴 친구들을 만나서 복지국가 스웨덴의 삶이 어떤지 이야기를 들어보도록 하겠습니다. So can you introduce yourself?
Starting with me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Matthias. I'm 28 years old. I was born in Gävle, which is like a town slightly north of Stockholm. I'm working as a bioinformatician at a hospital.
And my name is Jens. I am 29 years old. I was born in Stockholm, but I moved to Gothenburg, where I live now, for my studies, and my current position is as a bioinformatician with it.
And my name is Gustav, and I'm 26 years old. I'm from Gothenburg, and I'm a student right now.
So let's go back to when you guys are in teenagers. So in the middle school and the high school, did you have to spend a lot of time for study? Like you have to study for the exam, or you have to get a high grade for the university?
No, like in middle school, I didn't care that much about studying, and it was more about just having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like it was pretty easy. I remember well, at least procrastinating a whole lot and then just studying maybe the night before an exam.
Okay.
But that was
in the high
that's
school.
about it.
Yeah,
or even before.
And university.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in university. But then it was more like 1 or 2 weeks before an exam. Maybe.
So how was the teacher and student relationship? Like
Mixed.
mixed?
There
Like-
were a few ones that were really strict, a few ones that were sort of more lenient and nice. Nice.
Yeah, most of them were nice, I think.
Yeah, there were a few that
Yeah.
were really strange.
Do you have to pay for your schools, like middle school, high school, university even?
No, everything was free.
The only thing we paid for, I think, at least on my part, was for school lunches. But
Yeah, that's true.
in high school.
And then we have a loan from the government as well, so we can study, of course.
Yeah.
And we have to pay it afterwards. After the studies
So
are
it's not
finished.
we get money from school at university and before high school as well, or like sex allowance.
Yeah.
It's not really the same thing,
Yeah.
but it's not really enough to live by at university. Like the money you get, so you have to borrow from the state as well. I mean, if you borrow the money, then you can live by it.
Okay.
But some people choose not to borrow, and then they work part time in the summer. And
Did you get some like allowance from the government? Like,
Yeah, parents get something. I'm not really sure what the English word is going to be for it, but it's a fixed amount that they receive every month, and
until high school?
until the age of 15.
Yeah, I don't-
Or is it?
Yeah,
until
I
the
think
age of
so.
start? I think
To 15, and then the child gets
Yeah,
when you start high school. You get.
it just changes the name. The amount stays the same, but the name changes, and the idea is then that the student should get the money.
There is any like a private school in Sweden?
yes.
There's a lot, or
It's more and more, I think.
Yeah, there are quite a few.
but you have to, but still you don't have to pay for the private school even if you're going there.
No.
Yeah.
So you guys prefer private school or public school, or it doesn't matter that much?
I think in principle it should be governmental control, but in practice I'm not sure if that's going to work sufficiently.
Yeah, I feel like if it's gonna be private, then it's gotta live up to some standards, so that the company then that would run the school wouldn't just take the money from the state and just not really provide a good education.
There's an argument to be made for having it and for not having it.
Okay.
But they're all held to, or at least should be held to strict regulations.
Was it hard to get into the university, or there's a lot of competition when you're getting to the university? How?
Depends on what you want to study. So it's the more popular an education is, or like a program or courses are, then you need to have higher grades. So then there's a lot of competition. But personally, for what I studied, it was quite easy. I think you had to have like, I don't know, like maybe like a B as a average or something.
In high school?
Yeah, I think it was low.
Oh no, in university.
Oh, in
Yeah,
university?
yeah, to get into the university.
Oh, can you explain about the exam before you go into the university? I heard that there's a big one.
It's voluntarily. You don't have to take it.
One gets in to the university by from high school grades, and one gets in from test. And
You guys doesn't have like any interviews or like SATs or essay?
no,
Or
I'm not sure if there's
Huh.
any.
no, it's not
any
allowed. I guess you know.
Oh.
Most
No,
probably.
I don't think it is.
So
I've never
just
heard of it.
high school scores or the test?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
exam?
Mm.
Oh, just 2 ways.
It's all about being fair, I guess, giving
Mm.
everybody equal opportunity. So
On my part, I didn't work. I just survived on the loan and
The allowance or
handout.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
You guys get
Yeah.
allowance too for the university?
yeah,
yeah, from the government. You know, you get
Oh.
it's like
$300 in.
Not a
allowance.
loan?
No, that's free.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah,
is
we
free.
don't
We
have
don't
to.
have to pay that.
Yeah.
But then
but I think you only get the $300 for maximum like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Full-time study. No, I didn't work either. Just
Mm-hmm.
the $300 and I borrowed money from the state.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't work as well. Or I don't work. Like you can get by $1,000 like
Yeah.
a month.
Mm-hmm. So how long you should pay back for the loan and like how much?
it's actually one of the best loans you can get.
Ooh,
The interest is really low.
do you know? Like,
Point something.
But it
Oh.
depends on your how much salary you get. Like I had to apply again. You know, I couldn't just
okay,
change
okay.
in the.
You can choose whatever you want. You still have to get in the normal way.
Yeah, yeah. Like in engineering, you can change quite easily between like at least computer and electric. And
so you guys didn't have any pressure to graduate as fast as you can?
From university?
Yeah.
No.
No?
My parents didn't. Not our problem anymore.
Yeah, it's just personal.
How are the Swedish universities exam? The form, I mean, is it multiple choices or you have
It
to write?
varies quite a lot.
Okay.
It depends on what the teacher or the examiner
Mhm.
wants to ask.
Yeah.
So how long is the exam? Like
I had
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah, you're
4 hours?
Yeah.
for the most part you're given maybe somewhere between 4 and 6 hours, and then you're
Mm.
free to stay as long as
Yeah, you have to stay 1 hour.
Yeah. Usually you have to stay at least an hour before you're allowed to leave.
Okay.
And I think it's kind of arbitrarily set by the teacher, I think. Like anything above 90 points could be an A.
Okay.
And then if everybody gets over 90 points, then everybody
Mhm.
gets an A.
Okay. Rank of the university.
I'm not sure if
Mhm.
not a lot, but
I
it
don't
has
think
some
so.
impact.
Mm.
But there are a few universities that are considered to be sort of at the top, and as long as you go to one of those, I think that has some merit.
But not that
But
much.
in the end, when a person shows up for an interview at an
Mhm.
employer, then that's when you
Mm.
really show. I mean, then it doesn't really matter if it says KTH or something else.
Okay.
So long as you present yourself as that you know the subject and seem to be a reasonable person, then
Oh.
that should be it.
It wasn't like that for me, at least.
No, I don't think that's prevalent.
No.
I wouldn't think so.
So what do you think as a student, Gustav?
Well, I like probably in some capacity, but I think it's more about in that case getting to the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe in that case, but when you're at the interview, it's not that much about where you studied or stuff like that. It's more about how you present yourself.
Mm.